It's me. Yep, I know. It's like fucking 1:15 a.m. right now. Can't sleep. It's November 14th of 2021, and I'm back. I'm not gonna be uploading every day, I don't think, but definitely once a week. Uh, but yeah, I'm back. Everyone wanted this, I know. I know everyone's pissed off that I deleted the original THR episodes and the Chronicle FM episodes, and to that I say, yeah, I did. I deleted them because they were stupid. Well, I mean, I deleted the Chronicle FM episodes because they were stupid, but as for Tie-Dye recaps, what happened to that was I had a certain specific guest on who's named Augustine. You can find his podcast, actually. I think it's like, what is this fucking ridiculous? It's like Alpha Talks or some shit. Alpha V Beta. Just search up Alpha. Just search up both. Alpha V Beta, and if it doesn't come up, then it's Alpha Talks or some dumb shit like that. But fucking, so I had this guy on my podcast. He was from my grade 8 class. And he has a lot of opinions, I guess you could say, about like fucking women and just relationships and shit, and how he believes a lot in, I guess what you could say, how to treat a woman, which is, in my opinion, mostly wrong. But he's very open about it, and he doesn't like to watch what he says. And he says a lot of things that a lot of people don't agree with. And because of that, I got a lot of warnings from not only fans, but fucking Spotify and Anchor.fm itself, suggesting that I should take down the episodes that I have him on, let alone the ones that I actually swear on because of my age, or my age at the time. I was only 15. Fuck it, like, who gives a shit? I'm 16 now, turning 17 next month. Like, really? I'm gonna say this. If you can't handle me saying fuck every now and then, go fuck yourself. How about that? Because it's my podcast. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. As long as I'm saying shit that is, for the most part, correct, and I'm not leading anyone on to false information, then I'm not doing nothing wrong. So, suck a fucking dick. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I had this guy on for a couple of episodes. Ironically, those were the most, those were like the biggest, or some of the biggest episodes. I had some other good episodes too, but the episodes he was on got a lot of attention, but it wasn't exactly all the attention that I wanted. And a lot of people didn't like what he had to say, like I said. And I got a lot of threats, to be honest. I'm not worried about the threats from any fans. Like, that was just one of the factors that kind of like I viewed as a reason why I should delete it. But I was never worried, like, I never thought to myself that, like, oh no, someone's gonna show up at my house, you know? But, like, the real reason why I truly deleted the podcast overall is because I acted like an idiot on it, alright? Like, other than the episodes that were controversial, I just acted stupid. And I said a lot of shit that I don't agree with now. And, you know, like, it would make sense to leave it up. But, no. Like, I just no. Like, why not? Like, what I'm going to do now is, every now and then I'm going to upload. Like, if I have something on my mind, I'm going to just do what I'm doing now, which is pull my phone out and just fucking let it all out, man. I'm just gonna say it how it is. But fucking, yeah, no, like those episodes aren't coming back. But there's no need for them to come back. They're stupid anyways. I can assure you that I could do a lot better than them, alright? But anyways, fucking let's get into this fucking episode, shall we? Before the rest of this episode begins, I just wanted to point out that I recorded the introduction for this episode after the fact that I recorded the rest of the content. So if it sounds like I'm reintroducing myself in the podcast again once this episode actually starts, just know that the recording of this whole fucking episode has been just completely off the charts. It makes no sense. Editing this episode is gonna be ridiculous. But another thing that I wanted to say just really quick. Please, please, please do not expect daily uploads. This is mainly just I guess you could call it an outlet for me to really just express what I'm thinking, and if I disagree with something that's going on in my day-to-day basis. Like if I fucking see something that I don't agree with, or I find stupid or interesting, even just anything, I'll bring it up to you guys, but just please don't expect daily uploads like last time, because I don't have time for that shit. But then again, there's a lot of shit that happens every day, so who knows. Anyways, fucking enjoy, and good night. It's like Sunday night. Or no, it's Saturday night. What am I thinking? It's Saturday night. This is like a couple days after I stopped recording on this episode from the last clip. And I kind of forgot about it. I won't lie. I did definitely forget about it. But, here I am. I'm trying to fall asleep, but I can't. And, there's just this one thing keeps, crossing through my mind. And it's how everyone is all pissed off about the definitive edition for GTA. And I have something to tell all you folks. You guys can suck a dick. Because it's not that bad, honestly. If you just look at it from, a graphics point of view, or, the idea, just think of this. How about this? It's a PS2 game, remastered to fit with the more modern day games, which is PlayStation 5 games and Xbox Series X games. So what the fuck do you expect? It's on a whole other engine. It's just been released. You're gonna expect some fucking bugs, don't you think? At the very least. What are you guys? What are you trying to do to me here? Tell me that because Ryder's head doesn't look the way it should, that this game is worth only 2 stars out of 5. Go fuck yourself. It's bullshit. Another thing is, when I'm biking on the side of a street and I'm not on the street, why do people feel the fucking need to either honk or rear off their fucking route to just fucking start coming at me, and to then just reappropriate themselves on the street just to fuck with me? I don't know. If you're one of those assholes who fuck with people on bikes, they have places to be to. Okay, we have listen. I'm not saying that it's not tempting. I could see how it would be tempting, but it makes no sense. What if you accidentally fucking hit the kid on the bike? Then what? You're fucking going to jail. That kid's dead. And for what? Because you're like, well, he should have a fucking car by now. I'm like, fuck you. I don't want one yet. Alright? How about you just go suck my dick, because I want to ride a bike. I'm not in your way. I'm nowhere near your fucking car. I'm sharing the road, by all means. So, suck a dick. I just moved, which is awesome. I got, I don't know if you used to listen to my old podcast, but, I used to live in Oshawa, Ontario, which is not good at all. There's literally nothing that can be said that's positive about that place. One of my favorite jokes that I made about that place is, it's almost that Oshawa, whoever built Oshawa got 75% through, and then they said, fuck it, no one's gonna live here. So they just gave up, and that was it. They just moved on. But one of the workers was a crackhead, and had his fucking crack laid out on his fucking workbench, And then it attracted the crackhead seagulls, and that's how fucking Oshawa started. Oshawa's natives are a bunch of crackheads. That's so stupid. But anyways, I got out of there, which is good. I live in Whippy now. It's a lot better. You know, it's like an asshole look. There's that I've known since I was a kid, but like you see it a lot more when you get out of like shithole cities. My thing about shithole cities is that like, okay, so if you've ever lived in just like a shitty city, I'm not saying like you gotta live in Compton or some shit, but like if you live in Scarborough or like Oshawa, like just a shitty, dirty, drug infested city, you know, one of the classic shitholes. If you ever grew up in one of those cities, you'll come to realize that, or at least you will once you move, is that, like, yes, other places are very good, you know, like Whippy or Bowmanville or Curtis, or like just cities that are good, you know, decently rated, decently perceived. Fucking, they're filled with people that you can't really get along with if you grew up in like a shithole city. And what I mean by that is that, like, or at least for me, right? Because, like, when I try to form a connection with someone that's just grown up in Whippy or Curtis, and they're just a snob, like, there's nothing that we have in common. You know, there's nothing that I get, like, they have nothing to, like, complain about. They got nothing to, like, offer to the conversation that interests me other than fucking, I don't know, technology that they have that I don't. It's just, they don't have that personality or understanding of what a shithole city is or a shithole lifestyle could be. Because they were at least either born into whatever the fuck they're doing, or they were just born in a decent city to, like, start them off, and fucking they never had to deal with issues. And if they did have to deal with issues, then it was issues within that city, within that lifestyle, which is completely different than, say, for example, like kids down in Oshawa, like that I knew personally, like their parents would have to like get food stamps, and fucking others would even have to live off welfare. Like those are issues that are very, very sad, because it's hard to get out of the issues like that. But once you do, and you get out of cities like that, you realize that you'll begin to miss, uh, I guess, the fact that no one gives a fuck. And I'll repeat it too, like, no one gives a shit about what you either dress like, act like, or do, as long as you do not interfere with anyone else's fucking lifestyle or plan in their day in Oshawa, at least in Oshawa, then no one's gonna give a fuck. I've seen people walk out and fuck it in the most ridiculous clothing, holding 2 or more cigarettes in one hand. Like, first of all, like, why not just you hold one and then grab another one? Like, you impatient bat. Anyways, what my point is that no one judges. There's no judgment in Oshawa, in shithole cities. There's no judgment. I think that's why people actually miss going to like Compton, or like just like, you know how when you like that classic, oh, I miss going there, you know, like someone gets rich, they leave the west side of Los Angeles, and then they live a fucking great life, but that part of them fucking misses living in that judgeless fucking city. You know, I miss that. I miss being able. Listen, I'm the type of person where I usually could just walk up to a group of people and just say, "Hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm fucking Devin. Nice to meet you." Yada yada yada. Fucking, and make some friends. But here, I haven't done that once yet. I haven't laid my eyes on anyone who seems inviting, who doesn't seem like they won't fucking. I don't know. Like, everyone here just seems like they got better shit going on. Like, no one is not busy here, which is bullshit. but I think that's just Whippy's way of redirect. They look at me, they get that look like you don't fucking belong here. That's what I get. I get that fucking classic. I'm not complaining. It's not a problem to me, but it's just that beady-eyed little fucking look. What the fuck? That little squint fucking, what? Who are you? Fuck off. I'm me, and you are you. Am I talking to you? No. So suck a dick. No, but for real though, it's messed. But yeah, that GTA trilogy, it's been released. The definitive edition, I mean. It's been released and it bombed. Everyone's fucking hating on it. Dude, it looks fucking great. I don't give a fuck. It looks awesome. For a fucking PlayStation 2 remaster, on those fucking games specific, those are probably, top 5 best PlayStation 2 games of all time. At least. It's crazy to think that, they even remastered it to begin with. And then people have the balls to complain. Why? Because fucking certain glitches are happening on the first day of release? No shit. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That has always happened. I remember playing as a fucking child on Amazing Spider-Man 1 on the PlayStation 3. My fucking webs weren't fucking coming in. I was just floating in the air, swinging. And did I give a fuck? No, I just waited until they patched it, which they did, and everything was fine. Everything. And that's exactly what's gonna happen with the Grand Theft Auto Remastered. I bet you that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna fucking patch it, and everyone's gonna shut their trap, and then things are gonna move on. And that's how it's gonna go. And that's how it should. It shouldn't even have to get to that point where people are complaining already. Listen, give it a week. How about that? Give it a fucking week. If anything if not even an announcement is made about the bugs that are happening, that's when you say, okay, we got a problem here. This is not good. I want you guys to fix this. I'm not going to complain and bitch about it. Instead, what I'm going to do is write a fucking comment or report to them so they can actually see it and do something with the information and fucking make a patch. Instead of taking it to YouTube and hoping that a good enough fucking group of people will see it, a significant number of people that will impact Rockstar some mysterious way to patch it. I don't get it. I don't understand these fucking these reviews. Should you buy it? No, it's trash. Fuck off. Or the classic fucking what is it called? It's just fucking videos that make fun of the fucking situation and completely derail the whole game from looking good, and it just slanders the whole fucking game. It's not cool. I don't want to sit through a whole video. It's a waste of time to even watch, let alone edit, let alone create, let alone record your own fucking voice talking about. Why do you care? I understand that we've been looking forward. I have been looking forward to this. And if anything, if taking that into consideration, isn't that more reasoning to just forgive for now? I'm not saying that you should fucking be sitting there thinking, oh, well, they're not gonna patch it. It's just shit. It's all shit. It's all trash. It's a broken game. Fuck off. Thinking that in that way, having those sort of expectations will lead you to be upset with every fucking game that you encounter. That's the issue, I guess, with it's an issue that somewhat can't be solved. And it's that the better games become, and the more solid games become, and the less, buggy they are. Oh, my cat just pulled up. How's it going, buddy? The less buggy they are, and the more they evolve, the more we expect from the games that come out after that. After the fact, I mean. And, which is fine. That's all, like, it makes sense. But, that sucks for game developers. Like, have you seen Far Cry 6? That fucking game's map is ridiculously big. Like, it's not just a little big, it's massive. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you start off on a map that it looks like fucking probably what two-thirds the size of Grand Theft Auto 5's fucking playable map, and then you zoom out a little bit and you go up, and there's fucking 6 or 7 more fucking islands that are twice as big each. Now that is a very good and impressive fucking thing to like, or a fucking stat to have. But it also just goes to show how much we expect from these games. But also, it's kind of scary too, because like, where do they go from there? What is Far Cry 7 gonna fucking look like? Is it just gonna be one huge ass continent? Like, I don't understand where we're going from here. I understand that photorealism is gonna be a thing, and I don't know which fucking game. I think it's Elder Scrolls 6. It's either one of the Fallout games or the next Elder Scrolls that is going to utilize photorealism. I'm going to sneeze. Fuck, man, that sucks. Sneezing. Actually, that's a joke. I love it. You know, there's one place that I would never want to fucking go. Or there's a couple, actually. But one of them is Detroit. And I know this sounds really stupid, but the reason why I would never ever want to go to Detroit is because of Eminem. If that's how the majority of the white people are there, I would never want to get into any issues with any fucking people there. I don't care what race. Dude, if Eminem is the Caucasian representative for Detroit, like that's some scary shit, man. Like that's bad. That's bad. But then again, like that was in the 90s, 2000s. Like how bad is Detroit now? Like I understand that. I think it is very like a pretty dirty city. But other than that, like I think it's gotten a lot better. I think actually Eminem has like heightened their reputation because Detroit wasn't doing well until fucking Eminem came along. That's for fucking sure. But fucking, I don't know, man. Like cities, dirty cities. It's there. You know what sucks about a shit city? When someone grows up in a fucking in a bad city, that's all that surrounds them is that shithole city. And it's not like they're unless if they have to, they're not constantly leaving that city. So that's all that they see. It becomes their life essentially. That's all that. It's hard to explain really. It's all that is around them, and it gets to the point where it's what they become. It's what they deem as normal. So then when they go to a nicer place, they don't know how to act. They've just gotten so used to acting a certain way in their city that they don't understand the etiquette, the social etiquette that people should have in nicer cities or everywhere that for like just in general really. Like social etiquette and friendship etiquette are one of those two things that like it's the two types of etiquettes that like actually truly mean something. Because for example, friendship etiquette, I cherish that. If you respect your friend, I will respect you. It's just what human beings are designed to do, is respect one another and appreciate the respect that is given to you. And if you're just gonna, that means that if you're gonna just sit there and just be rude and ignorant and incoherent to your friends for no reason at all, there's no reason to be your friend. Why would I be what do I gain other than a fucking mouthful of shit from being your friend if you're just gonna be rude to me? I don't want to be your fucking friend if you're gonna be rude. Fuck that. Like, it's one thing that if you're in a bad mood and something just happened, and I say, hey, what's up? How you doing? And you say, fuck off. I don't want to talk right now. And then I find out later that something happened. That's one thing. But if you're just gonna be a dick and just fucking, I'm not gonna name names, but like I don't know. This is just something that happened recently. I was talking about fucking one of my family members in an Instagram group chat, which is alright, like, I don't talk to them no more, but, so, okay, let me give you guys some backstory. So, this family member, he's my cousin, and where I grew up, and the high school that I went to, a lot of people knew him just because of that area and that location. He was a extrovert, just like me. He had a lot of friends down there. So it was, to my understanding, that a lot of people down there know him. So I was talking about him in a group chat, and a lot of people know him by a nickname. I'm not going to say the nickname, but I in the group chat, I was talking about him, and then I realized, oh wait, they might not know him by his actual name. So then I said, you might also know him as da-da-da. And then I'm thinking it's alright. Like, I'm not expecting any, like, respectful fucking response. It's like, I'm not expecting that. But I'm also not expecting, like, anything disrespectful. And then, one of my friends, who I'm not speaking to as of right now because of this, it's just rude. He goes out of his way to say, no one cares about no one cares to know about your cousin, buddy. And that was the first thing he said as soon as he enters this chat to see what I say. Which is, like, isn't that, like, here's the thing, you could have worded that differently. And then he puts the fucking yawning emoji, which he's been doing for the past, like, month prior. He's just in the group chat, someone says something, and he just has to, like, one-up them and put the yawning emoji to fucking basically flip them off. Like, say, yeah, that's right. For no reason, like, his own friends. Like, we're on the same team, you dumb fuck. So I tell him, I say, well, you don't, but people at GL do. And then I say, Gage, you do. And Gage is, I'm not gonna say his last name. I got a little ahead of myself. I said his name, but whatever, who gives a fuck. I said, Gage, you know him. You went to school with him. And this guy has to fucking team up. I know for a fact Gage knows him because I've talked to this fucking kid about my cousin. And then he has the balls to fucking team up with this other asshole and say, no, I never met him. I never met him in my life. You went to school with him, you dumb fuck. And then, and by the way, I've had multitudes of conversations of my cousin, this specific cousin, with this friend of mine that I'm talking about the fact that everyone knows him and how it's funny. We've joked about it, and now you're gonna, and the reason why I bring this up is because right after Gage just teams up with this fucking dick, I go ahead and say fucking how, dude, we've talked about him. You know him, and you know people know him, and he says how he doesn't fucking remember it. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. In a situation like that, you just gotta think, what would God do? And I know that sounds really cheesy, but really, like, think about it. Like, what would God do? Would God continue going down that route and just allow that to happen and just take it? Or would he argue, or would he just disconnect himself from that situation? And that's what I did. So I haven't talked to that fucking guy since. Because, you know what? Being disrespectful to your friend for no reason. Like, I wasn't even being disrespectful back. Because I was expecting him to just throw out a punchline or something and just, relieve it as some sort of joke. Or some form of, I'm just messing with you, it's banter. Because if it's banter, it's banter. But, like, no one cares to know your cousin, buddy. Yawning emoji. And then he just continues to just discredit me. we're supposed to be friends, you know? Like, I even asked him, like, do I talk to you like that? Do I discredit you when you talk about your fucking family? Well, no one cares. You know what, man? No one cares. Like, no. I sit and listen. And I nod my head and smile even if I don't enjoy it. Because that's called friendship etiquette. Because you're supposed to have respect for each other. And when it comes to that, I mean, this person in particular, you can't, I mean, I wish I could tell you, but, like, I'm not starting anything. But fucking, when it comes to him, throughout his childhood, he's dealt with a lot of people that don't have any etiquette or respect, which I understand can lead someone to being, I guess, shielded off from, like, making friends or respecting people. Like, he didn't grow up with any direct family what's the right word? Fucking guardianship. So, like, he didn't have any direct, like, no one directly raised him to, have friendship etiquette. So I get why this would happen. But at the same time, it comes to the point where you gotta realize on your own that yes, people can be cruel, and some people don't give a fuck about your feelings, which is true. Like, that's the majority of people. The majority of people don't give a fuck about you. But that's the fucking whole reason of having friends that are distinctly separate from the group of people that you call everyone you meet. And the reason why you have friends, more specifically, is so you have those people who support you and respect you. And you do the same to them. And that's why you're fucking friends. Because people don't care about the way you feel. Except for the people who do, which you call your friends. And that's why you call them your fucking friends. Because they're not your family, so technically there's no real obligation that they have to respecting you or being your friend, but they choose to. They choose to respect you, and they therefore choose to be your fucking friend. But as soon as you're someone's friend, that doesn't give you the fucking right to just be an ignorant goof to them. And discredit them. And just argue with them for no reason. Like, this isn't the first time that this person has just... And it's not me either. But, like, just completely one-ups someone else for no reason. Like, basically what I'm saying, this person has their head so far up their ass that they think that they're the only necessity, really. And you know what? I gotta take some blame for that. And I'll tell you why. Because when I first met this person, the way that they were guided in the sense of dealing with issues and people, the way that they were... The way that they dealt with it wasn't ideal, They got angry at people. And at the time when I met this person, I was still learning, and I was still developing my own fucking way of dealing with people, and it was very different than his, and it was more so, and it's not okay, by the way, but I'm sure you know, but I was a dick. I was just, that's the only way I could put it. I'm trying to figure out a way to put it simply, but no, I was just a dick. You say something to me, and if I disagreed, I'd either tell you, or I just felt I was right. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was stupid, it was immature, and fucking wrong. And I told him that the best way to deal with someone that disagrees with you, that has everyone on their side already, is to just laugh and basically be a douche, which is not actually the way to do it, and I've told this person that I was wrong, and they still don't care. And now this person has their head up their ass, and I'm partially to blame. But then again, like, even when I was a dick, I had my friends who I wasn't a dick to. And I still had etiquette for my friends. I don't know, I'm on a big fucking rant right now. It's like, this hasn't been bothering me, but it's just like, it's more confusing. Like, why treat your friends like that? Like, why even talk like that? Like, what, wouldn't you prefer to respect, like, have you ever, like, I hope this person's listening. I honestly hope this person is listening, because I don't hate you, bro. It's just, you gotta figure this shit out. Like, even if you're right, even if people don't care to know him, why say something like that? No one cares to know him. Like, even if it were a fact, like, that's just, like, I brought this up, like I said, like, why even say this? And like, not only this person, but, like, everyone in that fucking group chat just fucking decided to team up and say, well, this is a fact, so I'm just telling you facts. No, you're not just telling me facts. That right there is just a stupid, fucking ridiculous way of putting it. What you're doing is capitalizing on the fact that I'm talking about someone who I care about, and you're just using it to your own fucking advantage to make yourself look like more of a fucking douche, because for some reason you feel that being a douche is an accomplishment, and it's not. It's annoying, toxic, and obnoxious, and I don't want to be around it. That's why I don't talk to you anymore. But really, fucking, I really hope that this person's listening, because like I just said, you need to realize that, like, there's certain ways of treating certain people. Like, do you talk to your grandma like that? Like, like, seriously, like, if you went to your grandma's house and she was talking about some fucking dude back in the 50s that was a politician that you don't care for, are you gonna really sit there and be like, Grandma, no one cares? Or if she was texting you about a fucking politician, would you sit there and be like, no one cares to know, and then put the yawning emoji? Yeah, fuck you, Grandma. Like, no, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna sit there and listen. And I don't know if you know this, buddy, but it's the same way with your friends. It's the same exact thing. It's the same thing with your parents. You're supposed to have enough fucking decency to at least acknowledge. You didn't even have to say, well, that's cool. I'm not saying you had to fucking say something that I would have liked to hear, but there's no reason to say something that I know, that you knew for a fact that I wouldn't like to hear. You knew that I didn't want to hear that, and that's why you said it. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's just move on. But if you are listening, bro, I don't hate you, but you gotta figure your shit out. Because that's just, you don't talk to your friends that way. But fucking, what's coming up next? Oh, fucking Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, I'm gonna say this as well. If Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't in this fucking movie, Marvel is in for one of the worst fucking responses for their fucking movies ever. But I honestly do think that they're gonna be in it, and the reason why I think that is because, one, in there was like one clip on YouTube, and the guy's like, he's like, yo, it's Andrew Garfield on the camera, and the cameraman's like, yo, man, I hope you're in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then, like, Andrew Garfield, like, he could just say, dude, listen, man, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not. But no, he's like, we'll see. So, like, he's in it. Like, let's be real. If Alfred Molina, specifically that actor's Dr. Octopus, is in it, and if Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin has been confirmed already on the poster, why the fuck, like, it just, because there's still a lot of people that think that they're not coming, specifically Toby and Andrew, but why, like, wouldn't it make sense to just double down and bring both the villains from the past films and the heroes? Like, it seems like, it would seem like just a half-assed movie if they got just the villains to fight a Spider-Man who they never even met. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense because, first of all, like, I'm gonna throw like an example of how, like, the villains could be introduced without the villains, and it's that in the trailer there's this fucking little cube thing that, like, is seen for a split second, and a lot of people are saying that that's like some sort of like it's like another similar device to like a ghost catching device from Ghostbusters. Like, you if any fucking interdimensional pieces of shit come through, Strange just pulls up. He's like, yeah, man, TVA style, fucking come here. He just traps them in there. So that's what he does, right? And then they break out. Then what? They don't. The only way that they could recognize Spider-Man is, fucking Tom Holland Spider-Man, is if they saw him fully suited up, or at least suited up the majority of his clothes, sorry. Or, I mean, in his... Fuck, man, why can't I talk? In the majority of his suit. And even then, it's still not the same fucking actor or Spider-Man that they know. So why in the fuck would they be fighting him? And even if it, like, they did fucking introduce the two members, Andrew and Toby, each of those characters, except for, like Electro and, fucking who else? Green Goblin. Those two, I can see why they're just gonna, like, they would just keep fucking going. Like, they would just continue after Spider-Man. Like, I get it. But Dr. Octopus, Sandman, who else? Fucking... Yeah, and the Lizard, too. Like, all of those guys, like, I don't get why they're still pissed off. Or, like, what their motives are gonna be. But then again, it's Marvel. Like, it's, like, Marvel's... Like, that's another thing. Marvel is so genius and so clever in incorporating storylines that explain something that is not understood prior to incorporating it. Meaning, like, for example, fucking Thanos. When they first introduced Thanos back in the end credit scene for Avengers 1, Court Death was even mentioned, and that's because they didn't really know what to do with that character yet. They just knew that he would make everyone flip the fuck out. And then by fucking, I think, 2014, or 2013, I mean, fucking, what do you call it? Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. Or no, that was 2014. So Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. First proper look at Thanos is given, and, like, fucking, they still didn't really know where to go. And he was still the design that they used wasn't even the final design. And then in, of course, Infinity War, when he finally showed up, he was a lot different looking. But by then they had already created a new storyline to, in a way, erase what the comic book iterations have created, which was that he was killing the majority of the universe just to impress the literal personification of death, which in the MCU they didn't like that, so they changed it to a really cool fucking origin story, which was that on his planet, his planet got way too overpopulated, they ran out of fucking supplies, and they died. And then, because of that, he went sick in the head, and he decided that he was capable, so therefore he decided that he was going to go out to as many planets as he could and wipe out half of their population. And it was with that tyrannical fucking delusion of that he was saving them that was the reason that he did it. And you know what? I really fucking like that idea. I really do. It's clever. It's fucking it's genius is what it is. It's awesome. But fucking my point is that like Marvel is very good at like explaining things in a new way with a new way of explaining it and making it reasonable and acceptable. Like fucking what's another? Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Fucking in the first Iron Man, um, or I should just say in Iron Man, his suit is supposed to be red and fucking yellow or gold. But in the movie, they didn't really have much of a reason as to why he would do that. But then they realized, well, he's a dick, you know, it's kind of up his own ass. He could own this really cool fucking car that is the same color, and then he could use that as inspiration. And that's what it did, and it fucking worked perfectly. It worked wonderfully, and they even fucking the way that they did it was even more smart because they had him working on that specific car earlier in the movie, and then when it came to the point where he needed a new spray, or he didn't need it, but like he wanted a new fucking paint job. He's like, you know what, fucking, what can I do? And he looks over at that car that he was working on, that we've already been introduced to and become familiar with, and then he's like, fuck it, Hot Rod Red. And he says that to Jarvis, and that's how it happens, and it made complete sense. And that's what I love about Marvel, because they tried their best to make sense, to make it so that the audience member, whoever's watching, can actually understand what the fuck they're looking at. Try to eliminate any plot holes. But you know what? What sucks is that what they're dealing with now is time, and it's more specifically in Loki. The plot holes are getting really fucking hard to eliminate. They're really fun. It's getting difficult for them, which I don't blame them, but like it's getting tough. And like, I mean, I wouldn't want to be Kevin Feige right now. Dear Lord, this guy's what, like fucking 25 films going all at once? Is that even possible? Like, is that even true? Like, honestly, I'm starting to believe that he's just paying other people to, I mean, he is, but like, how do you fucking monitor that many movies and still have sanity? Like, this poor guy, man. Like, fucking, imagine if, like, all of this crumbles. And I know I shouldn't say this, but, like, imagine if all this falls in, and this poor fucking guy, this poor director, is at the center of it all, and if this all goes down, so does he, man. Because, like it's such a hit or miss. Like the MCU is so it's brand new. It's the only saga to do this, so they don't have any fucking like Marvel doesn't have any like fucking any other source to look at and take inspiration from. They're on their own for like in the sense of making decisions and making steps to progress forward. Like they truly are on their own, and because of that, like it sucks. Like it's or not sucks, but like it's nerve-wracking. Like Eternals did horribly, like way worse than they expected. Like horribly. Like it was really bad. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is like molesting the litter box. But yeah, the Eternals did really bad. It's not their fault, but like the way I look at it is there's like what, 25 films in this saga, one or two are gonna be fucking bad. Like, listen, it's not like we already haven't seen Marvel movies that don't do too good. And I'll give you like two examples: The Incredible Hulk and Thor: The Dark World. Those did fucking not that good. I don't think that I still have seen when that movie came out in 2012. I remember I was sleeping over at my cousin's house. That same cousin, ironically. I was sleeping over at his house. He watched it, and I didn't watch it. And he's like, "Yo, you should watch this movie. It's sick." And I was like, "All right." And then I remember days would pass, and I remember thinking about watching it. And slowly, it just faded away, and I never got to it, and I still haven't done it. So like I gotta watch that movie. Apparently it has a lot to fucking add to the story, even though it didn't do too well. But yeah, with that being said, like I'm gonna try to get some sleep. It's 1:22. The only reason really why I started this up is because I was having trouble sleeping. I was just tossing and turning. Went to bed at like 6, which is like an idiot, and then 5 hours later I woke up. So fucking I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to fucking sleep, to be completely honest. But I hope. Oh, I start the next quadmester in, I guess you could say 7 days, give or take, on the 20th. I start. What classes do I have? So originally, before I filed a course change request, I had finance or grade 12 finance for one of my courses, and then my other course would be grade 12 mathematics. But I didn't want to do finance, so instead I filed a request, and I think I'm doing food and healthy living education and mathematics, which is all right. The quad or the this quad that I just passed, I had business, or no, it was entrepreneurship business, and grade 11 mathematics, and it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. I really I learned quite a bit actually from both classes, and you know what? Going into my next classes, I have the best of hopes, the highest of hopes, the highest of faith, and yeah, I don't want to say too much because the worst thing you can do to yourself is pump yourself up and then, fail, you know. But really though, like then again, you gotta believe in the law of attraction, which is you surround yourself with what you want to believe in, with what you want to have, and eventually that's what you'll only see. And that is true, or at least to a degree, it's true. And I learned that a while ago because earlier back in December, I need to get back on the bandwagon. I kind of fell off, but I started trying my best to focus only on the good things that would happen every single day. Like even the smallest things. And any bad thing that would happen, I would just completely shut down and ignore. And I did this for like 2 weeks, and I was telling everyone, even though I didn't fully feel this way, I was saying, yeah, dude, I feel happy. And then all of a sudden, I would wake up and I felt so fucking happy. Like it was like I had finally realized what mind over matter truly means, and it's that as long as you surround yourself with what you want, even if it's just to be happy in general, then eventually that's what you'll get. And it's one of the universe, and I love the universe for that. Actually, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about God. And I know that sounds, or that's a lot to take in, but right before I go, I want to end off on this. I think I truly made a realization back in January. I was at my dad's house, and I was just thinking, like when you're laying there on your bed, or like sitting there on the couch, and you're just like about the meaning of life. You're just thinking, like, fuck, man, what is this? What is this fucking place? It doesn't make any sense. Where did this come from? What is God? What is this place? So then I started like thinking, like, I just imagined myself zooming in as much as I could on a singular atom in this universe, okay? And I want you to do this the same, whoever's listening. Or I want you to do the exact same. Just imagine looking at one singular atom up close to like fucking through a telescope, okay? And you've zoomed in so much, and you see all the shit moving. And what I want you to do now is zoom in even more, and what you would see technically is just pure energy. So taking that into account, couldn't you just look at every single atom and realize that that in itself is energy? And then you could also then realize that collectively, all the energy, every single fucking atom, everything that exists is an energy, essentially. At some fucking point of size, it becomes just pure energy. That's just moving constantly. It's moving in such a way, and it's actually vibrating. And this is everything. Everything is vibrating. You're vibrating. Every fucking atom is vibrating, and it's at a certain frequency. And it's all energy. And what if, and I'm not, when I say God, I'm not referring to any specific God, any specific religion. I'm talking about, like, just God as I would want to perceive it, without any other religion or faith, okay? It's just purely speculation. But what if all the energy that collectively makes up this universe and makes it what it is, what if that energy actually is God, and instead of being created by God? Like, I always imagine God in this, like, pocket dimension, like the TVA, like, just observing constantly, just observing, and not interfering, and just dictating. But what if this universe literally is God? Like, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, that would technically explain how he's omniscient and how he's everywhere, or it is everywhere. It would explain how technically me and you are God, how it is God. Because I'm sure you've heard the saying, everything is God, but it's never really explained. But what if that, like, all the energy in this universe that makes up every single thing in existence is God? It's just, I don't know, it's a lot to take in, but, like, I think that it's very truly plausible. That being said, it's fucking, this was a good episode. This was definitely a good episode. There's something about talking into a microphone and just setting it all straight. It's such a good feeling. I don't know. It's awesome. But anyways, I love you guys. You should check me out on Instagram at Devon Aldred. It's just Devon Aldred. No stupid username. That's DEVONALLDRED, and it's the same username for my Twitter as well. If you want to check out my Twitter, I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't upload it to it often. But it is, if you do want to find it, it is also the same thing, Devon Aldred. That being said, it's 1:31 a.m. It's Sunday. I think it's the 14th. It's the 14th of November, 2021. My birthday is coming up next month. That being said, Have a good night, everyone. Fucking sweet dreams.